Ladies and gentlemen of the media, welcome to the Orlando Pirates versus Mamelodi Sundowns post-match press conference. We are joined by the away team head coach, Coach Miguel. Welcome, sir.
Thank you very much.
Just to kickstart things, Coach, I'm gonna ask you to give a brief summary of the match from your perspective. Thereafter, we'll open for questions from the floor.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for the attendance and for being here. Well, basically, it's clear that the first 3 minutes, 4 minutes when we suffered the 2 goals, that very bad beginning of game brings strong consequences on the game. Obviously, this kind of matches with such importance is very important to start them well, start them with the right conviction, with the right positioning. Obviously, that I didn't see what happened on the goals, but whatever happened should not have happened. Is clear. I think that after that, until around the 25th minute, maybe 30th minute, we had an interesting reaction. We tried to play our game and try to achieve a goal. We know that a 2-0 result is always a very tricky result, but also we knew that a 3-0 would also be a very bad result for us regarding the result of the first match in Loftus. So quite difficult match in terms of managing after we suffered the second goal, because we knew that also too much risk could expose us more, and from that we could even suffer more goals. And we had some transitions, some counter-attacks or quick attacks that we had difficulties to deal with. But I think also we had the capacity to create until around, as I said, the 30th minute. From there on until the half-time, I think we lost the brain. And I had told the boys today in the morning that a match like this cannot be played just with the heart, but also cannot just be played with the brain. It's important that both of them are always present, because too much heart will not bring the best positioning, the best capacity to analyze tactically what's happening inside the pitch, and less brain at the same time obviously will go along with the first one. Lack of heart also doesn't help, because then you don't have the proper energy for such responsibility. And I think in that period, the last part of the first half, we lost a little bit the capacity to think what we had to continue to do. So at halftime, we went through the plan, how we could change a little bit the things, who could help us, and how we should organize ourselves. We knew that the goal could bring us in the game as soon as we could get it the best, obviously. And I think we entered very well the second half. We controlled completely. Nothing to say from the fact that Pirates closed and tried to play from the back, obviously, but it was also our capacity to put them there. So respect for the work of both teams. But after we scored our goal during around 15 minutes, I think there was no football, and that I don't feel very comfortable with. Because I think that in the level that this match should be related to, because we are speaking about the best football that can be played in South Africa, we cannot have players falling down and during 15 minutes no one playing football. So I think that period was not a very good period from whatever. But then there was still a couple of or some minutes to play. I tried to give some more energy in the team. I think we lost a little bit the belief during the last 10 minutes, and just then in the extra time we could again, because we cannot play football rather than the one that we train, rather than the one that we know, rather than the one that can give us good things. And that is the focus that we should have. That's what I told them to at the halftime, and that's how we had to play second half. So I think that nothing to say. The result is what it is. Before the game, I had speak that whatever would happen today, the championship would be there. So let's go on the next matches one after one and see in the end what will happen.
We'll now open for questions from the floor. As per norm, please just show of hands, identify yourself. as well as the media company represented prior to asking your question. We'll be taking questions in batches of 3. So the first 3 questions. Any takers? Until noted. Any other questions? Okay, Coach, this is going to be the shortest press conference in the history of post-match pressers.
This is from Far Post. Good luck on the result, Coach. In the 69th minute, you made a very interesting change. Took off Suarez, brought in Tapelo. Mutao seemed to move a bit more central. What was the thinking behind that change?
The thinking that was that also Coach Ribeiro was making substitutions in order to have freshness to deal with these quick attacks, to impose us, to threaten us, to search for goals, and having a fresh player, it would give us in one substitution have a fresh, quick player in the back that also can play with quality, because we needed 2 things: a player that could play with quality, so build up with quality, and also a player with speed. And with one substitution, we could use both things, because otherwise because I also wanted more freshness on the flank on the right. I think that we were not very clever in using Tapelo, because during a period of the second half, so after Tapelo went in, we were not very quick on changing from one side to the other side of the pitch. That's also why I said that we lost a little bit in the last 10 minutes, some capacity to think what was important to keep on doing. But with one substitution, we could, instead of taking out centre back, put centre back, taking out full back and put full back, with one substitution we got what we wanted, basically, with quality.
Noted.
Jumping from News 24, Coach, you kept saying that the championship race is still on. It's going to be something that might go on until the end. What does a positive or a negative result against your direct rival do in terms of going to the next upcoming game, from what happened in Pretoria to what happened now?
I don't even know when is the next championship game, because we have games to play before. I totally understand your question, and the resilience is an important capacity to play a championship with 40 matches. Constance is the same, is also a value that is important to have. Lack of motivation, lack of focus goes completely in the opposite way. So what we have to do is obviously now play the competitions that we have to play, make the best out of them, and then when we're going to face the next championship match, play it like we've been doing, like if it was the last one of our lives. There's no other way to do it rather than that, and fight for the 3 points until the end. I'm sure that both Pirates and Sundowns will still lose points because they are tough matches to play. Let's hope we can minimize as much as possible that losses, and if it will be fantastic, because if we win all matches until the end, that will give us what we want. If not, we'll have to cope also with the points of Pirates, but this championship will be played until the end for sure.
Your team talk at halftime, what is it that you probably were, focusing on with the players, seeing that you said you were not happy about the 2 goals that went in within a minute of each other? Just take us through your team talk with them.
Look, you don't need to tell the players that you are not happy about what happened. It's also they were not happy, so no one is happy that you take 2 goals. I think it never happened to me in my sports life to take 2 goals in such a small period of time. But it can happen, unfortunately, and it happened today, probably in the worst moment to happen. But what I told to the boys was not what happened, but what we should do to revert. It's what happens to us, and for me, never is the thing where I focus my attention, because we are not what happens to us. We are always what we are, what we believe that we can do. And that's what I told them. What happened there is not us, but it can happen to anyone. Important is how you react to what happened to us. So how we react what happened to us. That will make a difference. That will speak for you. Because if we would let us fall down, after the 2-0, I would arrive here like a loser. And today, with all the respect, I lost the game, but I don't feel a loser. Because I feel that my team fight it till the end for a result. The boys reacted in a very difficult environment and context. And emotionally, they were strong enough to keep themselves up on the match until the last minute. So being a loser is one thing. Losing a match is another thing. And we could not get out of this match by being losers. We should go out. We don't go out like we would like to be, but we go out with a proper feeling that we could have achieved a different result. And that there was a moment of the game that we made mistakes. That's it, obviously. So it's more easy to get out of a match like that when you have attitude and you stand up until the end. Because I don't like to be loser. That I don't like. But losing matches, it can happen. And how you get out of them is what will speak for you. So what will speak for us is what we're going to do after, and not what happened today.
Good luck on the result, Coach. When you look at Pirates, how they approached the game in Pretoria, and you looked today they look more to be happy with you, to have the ball and catch you on the counter. And just in terms of the approach, what do you say about them, and also with their back three in terms of dealing with your three-man attack?
It's very curious because yesterday night I had a meeting with my assistants and we were discussing what out of the pattern could be done in this game. What out of the pattern could Pirates present? And if you remember that Pirates was playing with the three centre-backs when Coach Ribeiro arrived here, that was one of the things that we spoke that could happen. So we expected two things could happen out of the plan, let's say, three centre-backs or two strikers. So we prepared the game in order to, if that would happen, what we will do. So after the warm-up, in 5 minutes, I put the players under the plan, considering the scheme and the tactical approach from Pirates. It was not because they played with three centre-backs that we suffered 2 goals. We suffered 2 goals because we made mistakes, and mistakes is part of football.
We'll take the final 3 questions. That's it, Mr. Kenneth at the back.
Coach.
I can hear you anyway.
Speak to the microphone. Don't switch it off, it's already on.
Coach, needs and college was needs. First 10 minutes of the game, players, the defense, and 6 and 7.
I'm not. Do you mind speaking more clear, please?
My name is Miguel, I'm from College was needs. I'm saying to you, the first 10 minutes, your players were in 6 and 7, making mistakes intermittently. From where you were sitting, what was the root cause for it?
What was the cause? That was the question. They were making mistakes. What was the reason? Okay, thank you. I was not really understanding, sorry. I have an analyst from Cape Town. When he speaks, I have to ask him 3 times. But it's my problem, not his, because he speaks his language. But sometimes I don't understand. It's true. It's a fact. It's a fact that we were making mistakes. And that gave me very, very big discomfort and gave a discomfort to the team. I think most of them became from individual mistakes. I remember that we scored 1 goal in Loftus because one of player of Pirates slipped and fault, and we gained the ball and we scored. So I think today one of the 2 goals is also Aubrey that slippers and falls or makes a bad pass in the middle, and from there we suffer a goal. So some of the mistakes I don't have even to do with tactical questions or technical questions. It was just I need to analyze those 10 minutes for sure to understand what happened, and for sure there are things that should have not happened. And let's give credit to the ones that made the good things and accept that we were not strong enough on those moments, and work to be even stronger in the future. That's also what we need to do.
Can you take us on the final 2? Going once, going twice. That note, we've reached the conclusion of our press conference. Thank you, Coach Wills.